I wish I could listen to music while I film. Ooh, pretty. Okay. Sorry, future Olivia. If only you guys could see my raw footage, because majority of my raw footage is me apologizing to myself. Let me just get... I need caffeine so I can have a personality for you guys. Oh wow, welcome to this corner of my bedroom. A new angle, a new insight to my life. Just wanted to interrupt this video real quick to talk to you about today's sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. You guys, I am a proud partner of Dollar Shave Club. I already know I'm a fan. I've already recommended these products to my followers, so this is like a no-brainer. And today I get to offer you guys this great deal where you can get their Ultimate Shave Starter Kit for just $5. As you guys know, before makeup comes a little bit of self-care and grooming first, and Dollar Shave Club has made it so easy for you to look, feel, and smell your best. So obviously their shaving products are incredible. I love their razor so much, but they also have skincare products now, and also toothbrushes and oral care products. The products are super high quality, they're incredible, and they're for everybody, not just for men. I have the Ultimate Shave Starter Kit in front of me, which comes with their executive razor plus replacement razor heads, and it also includes sample sizes of their Dr. Carver's shaving products. My absolute fave, the shave butter. Oh my god, this stuff. This stuff, if I could bathe in this shave butter, you guys, it is so good. And it also includes the prep scrub, which you would use before, and the post-shave dew, which you would use after shaving. Guys, you can join the club with one of their Ultimate Starter Kits for just $5. After that, the restock box will send you regular size products for the regular price, but you can get this exclusive deal at dollarshaveclub.com/Olivia. Link is below. I hope you guys try it out. I'm genuinely such a fan. By the way, yes, I look different. Yes, I got a haircut. Don't worry about it. Thank you again to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring today's video, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Olivia Marie MUA, back at again with the half up, half down pony, because it's the only hairstyle I can do right now. Ariana Grande who? I'm actually like super pumped for today's video because I've been wanting to do this video since I started my channel. My really good friend Michelle Khare, who you guys probably know and love. If you don't, check her out below. She just put up her ballet challenge accepted video, and in that video I did her stage hair and makeup for her final performance. So go watch that video. It is so good. But since that went up, I've gotten a couple requests to do a stage makeup tutorial. Now I know that this might not be super interesting to like a majority of you guys. Most of you probably aren't stage performers and don't need this information, but I went on YouTube and I looked it up, and there aren't that many stage makeup tutorials, so I figured I would throw one into the mix. If you guys don't know already, I do have a background in dance. I was a ballet dancer for 15 years. I trained to dance professionally. I left dancing when I was 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. And so I've done many performances. So being a performer growing up is how I was introduced to makeup. It's how I fell in love with makeup. And I really just want to sit down, return to my roots, and put that ballerina stage makeup face on. Now, there isn't just one correct way of doing stage makeup. It'll change depending on the character you're doing, the costume you're wearing, but I know that there are a lot of people that maybe you're doing like a high school play or something like that, and they don't know where to begin. So I'm here to help you out. This isn't like the most beginner friendly. This is pretty full face. This is like baby drag, so be prepared for that. Putting my makeup on before a show was always my absolute favorite part. I would do mine, I would do my friends. There is a sense of transformation that happens that I just absolutely love. So I'm ready to transform into a beautiful ballerina again, so I'm gonna shut up and let's just jump into the tutorial. So I am gonna prime a little bit. If you have a primer that's like long lasting or gripping or any of those things, that's always a great one to use. I'm gonna use my Becca, I always forget, First Light. I always wanna say Backlight because that's their other one, but this is the First Light primer. Have that on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna dip in with this kind of like fluffy buffing brush, I guess. This is like an e.l.f. brush, super inexpensive. So now, as always, my highest coverage foundation that I own is my Maybelline Fit Me. This is probably, I'd say it's like a medium to full. It's very buildable, which I appreciate. In 120. For stage makeup, you definitely do want a medium to full coverage foundation, whatever works for you. This is a little more heavy-handed than previous tutorials or makeup that you would wear in your everyday life. just kind of buffing this all over. So I kind of have that base layer on. I'm trying to be better with this mirror. Terrible at this. Okay, so I'm actually even gonna go in with a sponge. I actually do recommend for performers getting some sort of beauty sponge, either a beauty blender. This is the Real Techniques complexion sponge. When you come off stage, if you have a second to like blot off your sweat, these are actually really great to just kind of quickly blot your sweat, but it also kind of gives back a little bit of coverage. So definitely keep one of these backstage. Run it down the neck, always. Always, always, always. I am first going to cancel out my under eyes with just the slightest bit of this. Same as always, my Fit Me. I think this is actually shade 15. I have my blinds wide open to get more light, and I feel like my neighbors are just like watching me. So now I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Ivory. And I'm going to actually pretty heavily highlight with this. I told you, baby drag. It's pretty. I'm just so not used to doing makeup like this anymore. And we're gonna do the center of the forehead. So I'm just gonna go in with my sponge, tap that in. Looks so crazy. I knew dancers back when I was performing that would put like 3 products on and look amazing. So not everyone is going to have this intensive a process. Now, if you don't have super defined cheekbones and you want to give that illusion, you can kind of take some of that lighter concealer down below here. But if you have a rounder face or something like that and you have trouble getting that really striking type of contour, this is kind of another way to take it to the next level. So we definitely want to set all of that. So we are going to powder all of that contour. I'm not really baking. I've said in the past that I really don't like to bake. But maybe if you are a really sweaty person or you're really greasy, maybe try baking. I have it in my lid. As always, my RCMA no color powder. And guys, description box is where you're gonna find all the products I'm using. So I'm gonna move on to eyes. That's just how I like to do things. I like to do my foundation and then my eyes and then face later, but you can do this in pretty much any order you want. I am gonna do brows. Now, the only thing that I'll say about stage makeup specific to eyebrows is you kind of want them to be a little more fierce, sharp, and dark than normal. So I know normally I like a really fluffy eyebrow. I like to add a lot of texture and I try to make them look as natural as possible. That is not the case today. So I'm kind of placing them with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. And then I'm gonna fill with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, but I'm gonna do it with a pretty heavy hand. Now that I'm moving on to eyes, I'm gonna just bring you guys in a little closer. But here I go. If you have a brow pomade or a brow powder or anything like that, it also works. I'm really gonna go ham with this. And again, up close, this might look terrible, heavy-handed and all that, but from stage, that's what matters. So I'm gonna even kind of bring this brow inward and fill in the front with some hair strokes. But again, I'm pressing so hard. So I look crazy, but I promise I won't. This is definitely one of those processes that like you look nuts until the very last step and then you're like, oh, okay. So you don't necessarily need to do this step, but if you have maybe a 2-show day and you want this crap to last on your face and not fall apart, I would definitely do an eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, tried and true, she works. Blend her in. Real good. So dipping back into my RCMA powder, I'm going to take like a fluffy brush and just kind of set that primer. But just like from the crease up. The lid I'm gonna try to leave tacky because this primer has a bit of a tacky finish to it. So in order to blend shadows out well, I kind of wanna powder it a little bit. Basically for this eye, we're gonna do a really dark crease, a very light lid, and we're going to try to fake the shape to make our eyes look really big. And then we will finish with a pretty epic black eyeliner. So I mean, wow, surprise, guess what? I'm using the Jaclyn Hill palette. Whoa! Changing it up on you guys. You didn't see this one coming. So I'm gonna start, as I always do, kind of with these lighter transition shades just to kind of map out the shape that I'm going for. And then we will go in with these darker browns down here to really define it and bring it home. So I'm gonna start, I think I did this in the prom tutorial video, but I'm going to tilt my chin back, try to find that shadow that like sits more up here. See? We want this crease to sit very high, running it so high. And I'm trying not to be too like, I'm not trying to buff it in too sloppily or too loosely. Oftentimes when I do tutorials or makeup, I'm just kind of throwing makeup on. But for this, we want to be a little more precise and careful. I am bringing it in here and it will kind of tie into the nose contour later on. And then we are going to bring this out, drawing it out to create like a almondy shape. You can see I'm creating this really big lid space. So when you look straight on, you're seeing a lid. Whereas if this crease was down where my actual crease is, which is like right here, you would be kind of losing all of that lid space there. So we want to keep that. Now we are going to kind of darken the outer corner as well. So bring that shadow down just on the very outside. See the shape that we're kind of starting to create? Guys, just when I thought I was getting the hang of this freaking YouTube thing. So while I was continuing and my camera wasn't recording, I went in with a smaller brush, this one. I went into a darker brown, this one, and I very carefully defined that crease even more. And then I went in with a paddled brush, rounded at the top. You can't really see it because there's already eyeshadow on it because I've already done this step. So I took this brush, went into this light shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette. You guys can do any sort of champagne-y, light golds, just a light colored eyeshadow. I do like a little bit of shimmer in the lid shade for a stage makeup look just because it reflects the light very well. But if all you have is a matte color, that's totally fine too. So I went in with this brush and I just kind of used the rounded shape of the brush to really carve out that lid. And I'm bringing in this shade in the inner corner as well, like so. You see that? Yeah. Did it over here as well. And I just filled that space. So pretty much anywhere that we did not have brown, we put this shade. So that is how I got here. Sorry that I did not record it. You're probably thinking, Olivia, that looks crazy. Yes, it does. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to make your eyes look massive so that from far away, people can see that you have an eyelid. So this is very exaggerated. And then when we put the eyeliner on, it's going to just kind of tie it all together. I am gonna go into this even darker brown down here, right there, with another sharp pencil brush. And I'm very lightly going to go in and cut that even more, ever so slightly. And finally, with that same brush from the lid step, I'm dipping into the same exact color and I'm going to put it right underneath the arch of my brow. Okay, it is eyeliner time. This is probably gonna be the most intimidating part of this entire tutorial, and I hope I can talk you guys through it. I am starting with a gel black eyeliner to lay down the eyeliner, map it out, get the shape I want, and then I will go over it with liquid to make it even more intense and sharp and refined. I'm gonna run a line of eyeliner across the lash line first. This step doesn't have to be perfect. The line doesn't have to be perfectly clean. And then I'm going to start running this outward. When I do the liquid liner too, it's going to probably go out even farther. You can do this with a pencil, or you can skip this step altogether and go straight in with the liquid if you're comfortable with that. And you bring it in. Then I'm going in with my NYX matte liquid liner. I love this eyeliner. It has a very fine tip, a very dense black, inky finish. It's really good for stage makeup because it is a very intense, dense color. So I'm just running that over what I just laid down. And then I'm going to make a really sharp line. And then drag it in. There it is. I feel like people always want to know like tips, hacks on how to do eyeliner. It really comes down to just practicing and getting the hang of it. Finding a product that works well for you. Some people prefer the felt tip type eyeliners. So now, if this makes you nervous and you really don't want to do it, you don't have to, but this does kind of take your eyeliner and your stage makeup to the next level. So we're gonna keep this liquid eyeliner around, and we're going to actually be doing a very thin line underneath. This even makes me nervous, you guys, so don't think that this is easy, because it's not. So I'm going to start out more outward. I'm kind of doing it with a light hand, even though I'm shaking, so. And then it's going to line up with that. Do you see that? Can you see that? So I'm taking it slow. If you can see that. So I'm going to fill the gap between that line and my lashes with white. So for this step with the white eyeliner, I am using the Inglot Gel White Eyeliner. I have this very tiny eyeliner brush. I think I got this at a craft store. You're going to put white in between those two lines out here. See that? You're going to put it underneath, like so. You're also going to put it in your inner corner. I put that lid shade in there, but the white's going to take it even farther, like so. Take a breath because the eyeliner is done. I'm going to wax some mascara on. We're putting huge eyelashes on after, so don't worry too much about mascara. I'm going to move on to contouring and putting blush on and all that good stuff. So I'm going to use my B&H Cosmetics Powder Contour Palette. I'm going in with the lightest contour shade over here, and I'm taking, it is like a buffing brush, but I'm going to kind of pinch it a little bit. And I'm going to, again, just like how I said, well, maybe, I don't know if it recorded me saying this, but before with the eyeshadow, I was saying, keep thinking of blending upwards instead of downwards, so that you keep lifting all of these shapes and lifting all of these shades upwards. You're gonna wanna do the same thing with your contour. So don't think about contouring down below, think about kind of contouring up. So I'm going to just start by placing that. So I'm starting with the pinch and starting with that kind of more intense line. I'm going straight into my hairline, and then I'm gonna release that pinch and start blending above that line. I'm going to take this up to my hairline. Actually, the reason, because I know in pretty much all of my tutorials, I always bring up my bronzer or my blush or whatever into my hairline. I actually learned that from learning stage makeup from one of my dance instructors. She always did that. So I did it with my stage makeup and I've continued doing it. So there's a fun little tidbit. And if you have a big forehead, you can make your forehead look smaller. If you have a small forehead, then I would barely bring it in. I would just kind of keep it on the edge of your hairline. And then you want to run that along your jawline. So you want to contour your chin as well. Kind of create that shape. It's just dawning on me that this is probably the closest I've ever gotten to like being an actual proper beauty guru. Like full coverage, full contour. Grabbing a smaller, flat buffing brush, going into that same contour shade, giving you a real sharp contour on the nose. It's always nice to make it look really snatched and bring that contour up, joining into the eyebrow so you get that kind of shape in the center of your face. Same brush from the contour. I'm gonna dip into my blush. I'm using my Tarte blush palette. I'm gonna go pretty neutral and just stick to this like happy medium pink right here. Maybe if you're doing like a brighter character that's supposed to be young and girly, you can go for like a really bright pink or corally blush. This is kind of where you can play with color, and you want to go pretty heavy with the blush. I like to keep it outward. I just like to bring blush upwards too. I feel like it looks like a lot more intense in person than it does on camera, but that's okay. Now, when I was younger and doing performances, highlighter wasn't really a thing. So I never really did highlighter for my stage makeup, but in 2019, maybe you wanna do like a little bit. I wouldn't do anything too blinding because it would probably just reflect the stage lights. A little kind of pleasant brightening never hurt anybody. So I am just gonna kind of run. This is the eyeshadow from my lid, and I am just going to kind of take it right at the top of my cheekbone. Let's get some lashes on because I feel like I'm looking super crazy and the lashes will help with that. I'm grabbing the biggest lashes that I have in my collection. Typical me, I don't remember which ones these are, so I will figure it out and put it below. I always like to use black eyelash glue. That's just my preference, but especially for stage makeup, black eyelash glue is amazing. If I'm doing something super dramatic like this, I like to kind of leave the outer corner of the lash actually more lifted and upward away from my natural lash line. So it actually sits higher. That way it kind of joins the line of the eyeliner. Okay, so this lash is on. Let me pop the other one on and then I will meet you back here for the last couple steps. So looking at this closer, I decided I wanted to take a really tiny angled like eyeliner brush, dip into that second to darkest brown color right here. I'm going to just take a little bit of that, and right underneath that black eyeliner I put under here, I'm going to ever so carefully and subtly blend a little bit of this brown. And I'm going to try to blend it downward to just give it a little more depth and a little more shadow because it's looking a little stale right now. And I'm going to take the brown in almost all the way to the inner corner, but not the black. Because I think the black would be too intense. So I'm bringing that brown in on the, framing up that white. And I think that just kind of gives it a little extra oomph. Now that I'm all set and ready to go, I'm gonna go in with my Skindinavia setting spray, their bridal setting spray. Pretty intense, makes your makeup last all day. And I'm just gonna make sure we don't sweat this off. Now, the last step is my favorite. I'll never forget when I was performing, this was always like the very best part. I cherished this moment because this is when I really felt like I was ready to go, was when I put my red lipstick on. Typically you wanna go with a bright red lip. It goes with everything. You'll see it from miles away. Depending on your character, if you're doing like an evil witch or something like that and you wanna do like a darker lip, you totally can. Again, it depends, but I like to go for red. Now this is a liquid lip. This is from Persona Cosmetics. It is their shade Holy Grail. I don't typically like to do matte liquid lipsticks. I find them pretty uncomfortable for my daily life, so I don't use these in my tutorials often, but for something like this where you want the lip to last through your performance, drinking water, all that stuff, you don't want to keep doing touch-ups. So a liquid lip is definitely going to be a good choice for stage makeup. So I'm just gonna go in with this. And you're gonna get this. Ooh, that's bright. Yes. I'm gonna go get into the full ballerina fantasy and I'll be right back. Boom, call me extra, please. I had this tiara lying around, so I just thought that I would give you the full ballerina moment. I haven't been able to live this life in a while, so just let me be, let me have this, okay? So there you have it, you guys. That is my stage makeup ballerina makeup tutorial. Kind of a random one. I know a lot of you guys might not be interested in this or need it, but if you know any stage performers in your life that might benefit from this tutorial, please send it to them. Also, I do have a shirt on, by the way. I'm not naked. See? Honestly, it's such a dramatic look, but from stage, far away. You can see me still, right? You can see me. You can see my features. I'm probably gonna get like 5 views on this video, but I don't care. Someone's gonna find it useful and that's all that matters to me. So if you try this look, if you use this tutorial to do your own stage makeup, always, 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 please send me a picture, DM me on Instagram, link below to follow me. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love a thumbs up. And if you want to be notified when I upload, please click the bell. I'm going to dance around my bedroom in this tiara for a while. Don't mind me. Keep having fun with makeup, you guys. I hope you learned something from this. And I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.